Hello, good day. This is a segment on maximizing virtual teaching, which is being anchored by the ITU team, College of Medicine, University of Ibadan. And in this segment, we'll be talking about whiteboard in Zoom and how whiteboard can be used to make teaching and learning quite effective. So, what is whiteboard in Zoom? Whiteboard is a digital board that allows users to collaborate in real time during a Zoom lecture using text, images, sticky notes, writing, and more. We can create whiteboards before a lecture presentation, and we can enable whether students or collaborators can have access to edit the whiteboard or they can view only. So the first thing first is to log on to our Zoom account and try to access the whiteboard feature. So now on my browser, I will access the Zoom official website by typing zoom.us. So once the page loads, the first thing I will do is to click on this sign in and provide my username and password, which I must have created during the signing up option. And our email address would ensure that the email address which we are providing is the email address we use in creating an account on the Zoom. We doing that, that is when we can actually get to see all these options to work with. So I already have the account which I've created in the process of signing up on Zoom, which I'll be using to sign in and proceed with this class. So now that I'm successfully signed in, I'm going to have this on my dashboard. So I'm quite sure whenever we are successfully signing as well, we'll be able to see all these options on our dashboard. So to the left hand side of the screen, we have where we have whiteboards, and there's this little tag in front of it that has this new icon. This shows that this is a new feature that is recently added to Zoom. So this is a feature we will try to explore in the course of this class today. So I'll click on whiteboards. So once I click on whiteboard, I'll wait for the page to be fully loaded. And once the page is loaded, I will have all this displayed in front of me. I have all whiteboards, recent, my whiteboards shared with me, starred, and the trash. And under this place where I have this create and collaborate, if I happen to have created a whiteboard or I've worked with any of these templates, I'll have a preview of some of the works which I've done previously displayed here. But now that I'm using my whiteboard afresh, I will have this on my screen. So we shouldn't be confused if we happen to be seeing, if we happen not to be having this in our screen and we happen to have probably some work we've done earlier. So we shouldn't get confused. This recent indicates if there's any recent work which or any recent whiteboard which I recently accessed, they will be found under this recent. Whereas my whiteboard will show the whiteboard which I created myself, they will be saved under this panel which we have my whiteboard. Under this panel which I have shared with me, we contain the list of whiteboards which I have collaborated in with someone else. So they will be here. And this start will actually contain some of the whiteboard which I actually start so that I can easily and quickly access them. Whereas this trash panel is actually where all works which I might have done on whiteboard will be displayed. And then this shows that, okay, these are some whiteboard which I've actually created in the past and I've deleted them. So if there is need for me to retrieve any of them, I can just come back to where I have them here, click on this and retrieve them back. But if I happen to want to delete them, I can just check on them one after the other, then click on delete forever. So this is going to delete them permanently. And if I happen not to even delete them, automatically after 30 days, they will get deleted automatically. So I'll come back to where we have all whiteboards. So with this, we have templates which we can actually work with here. But if we choose not to work with templates, we can just click on where we have this new here, or we can click here. Either we can click here or we click here. Either of the two, they will serve the same purpose. So I'll be clicking here to start creating my own whiteboard. So once I click on that, this is going to be shown on my screen. So I will try to explain the usage of all these tools which are on the left hand side of the screen. So this is the selection tool. What the selection tool does is that anything I happen to bring in on my whiteboard here, with this selection tool, I can actually move them from one position to the another. So another, I have my pen tool here, which is actually what they wrote, they inscribed it as draw. So I can use that to draw whatsoever I want to draw on my whiteboard. Like you can see, I just used this to draw, and the way to use it is just to click and drag. I'm clicking and dragging to create all these shapes. And with my select tool, I can just grab any one of them and change the positioning of those shapes. And I can actually make use of some other options, like if I want to make this shape more thicker than the way it is, and I want to change the color of that shape, I can use some of these options to do that. I have this my shape tool here. This shape tool, I can use it to bring in any shape I want to make use of in my whiteboard. So I'll be bringing in this circle shape. I'll click on it, and once I hover over my whiteboard, I can just click and drag to create this shape. And with this shape, it comes with different settings as well. I have this text format which you can use in bringing in a text into the shape. So I just used this to create, I just used this to type in this text, and I can actually do some corrections to the text as well. I can bolden the text. I can apply this italic settings to the shape, and I can make the shape to have an underline under it. More so, if I want to change the color of the text, I can actually click here and pick some of the colors and work with them. More so, if I want to do some alignment to be it, if I want to align the text to the left or right, or to the right hand side, or to the middle, I can actually use these options to do that. So I guess once we play around it, we'll get to know how to make use of these things effectively. More so, if I want to clear all the formatting I might have done on this particular text, by just clicking on this, it's going to clear of all the formattings I might have done on the text. More so, if you see this, we have this shape option under that same shape which we've used. So with this option, I can get to change the shape from this circle shape to any shape which I may want to make use in the course of my whiteboard. So, and there is the background color. This is where I can actually change the type of background I'm applying to my shape. If I want a blue background to the shape which I just brought in, I can click here to change the background. And if I don't want a background for my shape, I can just pick on this transparent background to make the shape a see-through shape. Also, I can choose to change the color of my shapes by clicking on some of the pre-designed colors that I have here. And if I happen not to be getting the color which I need for my design, I can actually click on this plus sign to bring in the color I think I may want to make use of and use into my shape. So this is the line tool, and with this line tool I can actually use it to draw I can use to draw a straight line, and more so I have this option to make it a thick line, to make it a very thick one, or to make it a dotted line, depending on what I want to do. I have this sticky notes. Oh, sorry. I have this place where we have text. With this text, I can use it in bringing in text which I want to use in the course of my whiteboard. I can just click here and click, then I will type in whatever I want to type. So with this, it has the option of me making it bold, if I want to make it italic, if I want to add an underline to it, or I want to strike through the text, I can perform all those operations using this. So, and with this move tool, I can actually choose to move my text from any part of the screen to anywhere I want it to be, and I can actually still rotate the text depending on the operation I'm trying to perform. So once we should just try to get comfortable using some of these tools here. Also, we have this templates option where I can get to import some of the templates that came in with the whiteboard by default. So if I want to make use of some of these templates, all I just need to do is click on one of them and click on use template, which will automatically bring in those templates into my whiteboard. Also, I have this sticky note option. So with this, I can just click on it and draw out my sticky note if I want to bring in a sticky note into my design. And with this, I can just type in my text, and automatically the text strings in to fit into the shape of the sticky note. So with this, we have all the options that came in with how we make use of the text, option. So you can perform any operation we want to perform on the sticky note. Also, if you want to change the color of the sticky note, we can just click on this and change the color of the sticky note. Also, if I want to bring in a picture or a file from my external from my drive, to be it from my system, from my desktop, I can just click here and click on any of the files I want to bring in and click on open. It will automatically bring it into my whiteboard. Also, here are more tools which I can actually use to make my whiteboard more interactive. I have the table tool, so I can get to bring in any type of table with any form of shading into my white notes, into my whiteboard. So like this, I've clicked on that form of table and I'm drawing. This is the type of table I was actually able to come up with. So with this, I can get to edit each cells of that table individually and perform any operation I may want to perform on the table. Also, I have this eraser tool. The eraser tool is used to actually delete whatsoever I don't want on my whiteboard. You see the way I'm just clicking, I'm just hovering, I'm trying to over those texts which I want to delete, and I'm clicking to make those texts get deleted. And if I want to undo some of the deletion I've done or any operation I might have performed, I can just come to where I have this undo icon and click on undo. So me clicking on undo is going to undo some of the deletion I have done, and automatically whatsoever I'm doing gets saved. So I shouldn't have the fear of me losing any of my job, because by default Zoom saves whatsoever operation I'm performing on the whiteboard. So from there, I'm assuming I'm done with my work, so I can just get to go back by clicking on whiteboard. It will take me back to my dashboard where I have some other things listed there. So this is the homepage of my this is my dashboard, and I have the recently worked on whiteboard being displayed here. So this is the star option. If I want to make this a starred document, in case I want to quickly access it, I can just make it starred, and once I come to starred here, I can easily find it there. So that is how to make use of this thing. So, and if I want to share this work which I've done with someone, I can just click on this and I will get to type in the name of the, if I have the email address of the person I'm trying to share this my work with, I would just type in the person's email address, and I would indicate the role I want the person to play on my whiteboard. I can make the person an editor, I can make the person a commenter, and I can make the person a viewer. So just like I've done to this particular user, I'm making this particular user a viewer of my whiteboard. So once I click on share, this person will have access to my whiteboard, and the person will only have the option to view what I've done on my whiteboard, and the person won't be able to edit it. I hope we've understood one or two things concerning how the whiteboard works. So thank you.